Welcome to another installment of Miller's Moments, Burners League NFL Fantasy Edition. The Week 2 NFL Fantasy season has just been completed. Hope all of your teams and players went well, and I can certainly say that was the case for my team. Coming off a tough loss in Week 1, my team managed to get me over the line in Week 2, and hopefully it's the start of something, and my team can get rolling in the weeks ahead. Let us know how you all fared in the comments below. Now, we have a great show in store for you this week. We have none other than the ladder leader after his Week 2 win. He is now 2-0. It is the manager of Blue Ballers, Chris, aka Musty. We have a great chat about all things NFL fantasy, including the breakdown of all Week 2 games, the breakdown of the ladder after Week 2, and we look into who has risen the most spots and who has fallen the most spots on the ladder. We also have the previews of the Week 3 games, and we will hear from a few of our managers regarding how their week in fantasy was. Now, you don't want to miss this, especially Mick G's audio. He was undoubtedly the star of Week 1, and he delivered again. So you must stick around for that. That's unfortunately at the end of the video because he sent in his audio after we recorded the pod. So stick around for that. And we also have an update from our illustrious commissioner to see how the season has unfolded through his eyes. And it's great to have him. He will be appearing every 3 weeks or so to give his report, and he also gives Musty a clip. So make sure you stick around to hear his reaction. It's priceless. And we also have a look back to how our guest tipper fared in Week 1, and I'll give you a heads up. Jack didn't fare that well. And we also have the regular categories we will look through and give out the awards. And also we have 2 editions of Rapid Fire this week. Yes, you heard right. Not 1, 2 editions. We have an NFL style and we have a WWE style. As myself and Musty, we're big wrestling fans, so look forward to that. And here is the Week 2 review with Musty and myself. Enjoy. And always remember, there's always a Miller's moment somewhere. Hello and welcome to Week 2 Fantasy Review, Burners League edition. My special guest this week, none other than the Blue Ballers manager, Musty. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad yourself.
Yeah, good. Thanks for coming on the show, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Just give us just a little bit of history on how you joined the league and why.
Yeah, so Jack got me into it in high school, and just followed it ever since. And when the fantasy league came on, I was all on board with it, and here we are.
Yeah, just give us your top moment from the previous season. I have a pretty good guess of what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a bit biased, but Alvin Kamara scoring 55 plus in my championship game. As soon as he scored that, we knew it was game over against
Yeah,
a certain player that people should know.
yeah. Just just a quick thought on your season to this point and your draft. Quick analysis of that as well.
Yeah, no, I was very confident with my draft, and because I actually did studying for once, and McCaffrey was a risk, but I know if he stays healthy, he can be, the number one fantasy player. And Cook, I'm wrapped with him. He was my number one target.
Yeah, perfect. Just there was a hype video released a few weeks ago across our socials. Just a quick thought on that.
Yeah, loved it. It was grouse, and yeah, hopefully it takes off for us, and we can become bigger as a league.
Absolutely. And who had the funniest betrayal? Just quickly.
Um, Look, the results speak for itself with all the likes going towards me. And look, I laugh the most about myself too. And yeah, probably me.
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. That's good spirit, man. That's what we like here. Good spirits. So we'll move on to the review of Week 2. We'll go through each game, and we'll pick out a few players who were the difference makers in their matchup. So the first game, none other than myself, the Hammers henchman, against Max's Fatties. First W of the season for myself. I'm on the board. Here we go. Glad I could join the club. Yeah.
Yes, congrats.
So the difference makers were, we'll start with the quarterback position. Not 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 a good week for Max's quarterback again. Justin Fields. He had Goff last week. He's moved it to Fields, and he's probably done worse than Goff. He scored him 3.9 points compared to my Bo Nick scored 20 points. So I've come out plus 17 on that. The big one, running back one position by Jonathan Taylor. He's looking in great nick, picking up form, scoring 29 points to Max's Travis Etienne from the Jaguars, 16.9. And then the tight end position, I think I might need to make a few trades or something. Mark Andrews scoring me 1 point, 1.4 against his Jake Ferguson from the Dallas Cowboys, scoring 16. So Max has come out there 15 points better. But the flex position, I had Jalen Warren. He's having a consistent season so far, scoring over 15 his last two games, scoring 17 points compared to his Devonta Smith from the Eagles, 9.3. Just the Eagles offense, they're just a bit struggling there. Hurts can't really find the big wide receivers. Brown and Devonta Smith, they're sort of struggling early, but I'm happy to get the win. So there we go.
Yeah, congrats on that.
And I was a bit nervous in the last game of the round because it was the Chargers versus the Raiders. Maxie had a Marlon Hampton, and there was a clutch fumble he had in the last quarter, which sort of secured the win. Yeah. So credit to him for fumbling the ball.
Yes, and hopefully he does that.
Yeah. So moving on to our next game, we got Route 88 Blake against Brody, Team Malawa. Big rivalry matchup here. So Blake scoring 119 and Brody scoring 129. So Nags getting the win there. A few key players. The running back one position, Devon Achane from the Miami Dolphins on Blake's team scoring 26 compared to Kenneth Walker the third on Nags' team scoring 18. So pretty tight there. Only 7.5 there, the difference. And then Blake's big wide receiver, CD Lamb, his favorite from the Cowboys, scoring 20 points compared to Nags' Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings scoring 11. But arguably, this was the big difference in the game. Garrett Wilson for Blake scoring 9 compared to Rome Adunzi from the Chicago Bears scoring 31. I would say that was the big difference in the game. Wouldn't you agree, Musty?
Yeah, of course. And a lot of wide receivers scored high this week and made big differences for different teams.
Absolutely. A lot of 30 pluses in the wide receiver position. So well done to Nags there, getting the win, setting himself up nicely. Move on to the next game. Bit of a somber affair. You got Jamin, the Naj Mahal, scoring 95 points. Going down to Robbie's team, Steel Curtain, 129 points. And we'll get the big headline out of the way early. Joe Burrow, Jamin's starting quarterback, probably out for the rest of fantasy with a turf toe. Not ideal for the Naj Mahal.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But he was up against Lamar Jackson, tough, probably the most consistent quarterback to date in the fantasy season, scoring 26. And then Alvin Kamara for Jamin, Naj Mahal scoring 16 compared to Breece Hall from the Jets scoring 5. So Jamin got the tick on that one. But here's the difference. George Pickens for Jamin scoring 17 from the Dallas Cowboys compared to Jamar Chase. Now, we spoke about wide receivers scoring 30 plus. Jamar Chase was 35 plus, 36 points. So he's won that matchup by 9.
With a backup quarterback too.
Yeah. And then the tight end position, Jamin won it. Tyler Warren scoring 11.9. And Robbie's TJ Hawkinson from the Vikings scoring 2. So bit of a somber affair, but hopefully Jamin can turn his season around by acquiring some players, doing some trades. But well done to Robbie. He started well. Moving on to the next one, which is your game, Musty. Just give us a quick snapshot of the game, please.
Yeah, no. McCaffrey, as expected, had his easy points there for his receptions and rushing yards, and accumulated very nicely there. And Cook with his 2 touchdown runs, which were very good runs. And Arizona's defense having a hot start, 21, but in garbage time Carolina scoring, and they finished off with 13.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll run through the scores. So Lucas's Bellos Saints, 86 compared to your Blue Ballers, 137. So big winner. And obviously you said the difference makers in the game was McCaffrey outscoring Kyron Williams by 12, James Cook outscoring Bashawn Robinson by 7, Jackson Smith from Seattle outscoring Cortland Sutton by 17. Pretty poor game by Sutton, only scoring 1.6. So now I've had him in seasons gone by, and he's a very frustrating player to have. Highs are good, lows are good. But the lows are bad, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's high, but when he's low,
And
yeah,
sometimes you just got to ride
no
the
good.
wave. If you don't ride the wave, just get rid of him.
Yep,
And then the difference was the
yeah,
defense. Obviously, you said the Cardinals with the late score moved them down to 13 compared to his Colts, 1 point. So well done, Musty. Started 2-0. So keep up the good work, mate. Yeah.
thank you.
Move on to our arguably probably game of the round. High scoring affair. Over
Yeah,
276 points scored. Sora's team scoring 135 to Mick G's team, no Jordan we love, 141. Massive score. And I think we were all looking at the message boards throughout this matchup, how it was unfolding. And I think we were just getting our pop popcorn ready, just watching the
yeah,
tapes from
oh, for
Sora and
sure.
Mick G just going at each other. And no one was going to declare who was going to win. They were all tight. They're all up off their chair, standing in front of the TV, screaming and shouting. No doubt about that. But the difference makers was the running back position. Jameer Gibbs for Sora against Isaiah Pacheco. Gibbs outscored him by 16. So Gibbs scored 16. Sorry, Gibbs scored 19 and Pacheco scored 3. The tight end position, Sora comes out on top again. Tucker Craft against David Njoku. He outscored him by 16. So Craft scoring 24 and Njoku scoring 8. But Mick G's 2 big wins were at the wide receiver position and the kicker position. And we'll go the kicker first. This is unheard of. His kicker outscoring Sora's kicker by 13. Aubrey scoring 20 points and McPherson scoring 7. I don't think I've ever seen a kicker score
Unbelievable.
20 plus. Not that I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Maybe Justin Tucker back in the day, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
But here's the big winner. So Devontae Adams for Sora's team against Amon Ra St. Brown from the Detroit Lions. Amon Ra scoring 39, 35 plus
Yeah,
against
unbelievable.
Devontae Adams 22.
Already,
So he's won that by 17. Yeah, unheard of. So well done to Mick G. His season's been in the right direction, and hopefully Sora can pick it up. He's a bit unlucky to lose with 135 points because that'd win more games than not.
yeah,
So,
it's always stiff.
so bad luck. Moving on to our last game of the round, we got Jack's team, the Chooka Leaders. Big, big winners over PHSAs, the old boy and Darren there. Now, I've circled 2 names on the PHSA's roster from the quarterback position and the running back position, scoring a combined 13 points. Josh Allen and
Wow,
Derrick Henry, 13 combined points.
that's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Compared to last week, they had like over 60 combined. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was the big difference in the game, in my opinion. But we'll go through some matchups. So Woody's Javonte Williams from Dallas against Tyron Tracy Jr. Javonte Williams 25 against Tracy Jr. 9. Big winner there to Woody. Puka Nakua from the Rams, which is Woody, scored 27. And Darren's Debo Samuel scoring 17. So Puka winning by 10, but arguably Woody's best player of the season, Malik Neighbors. He started well, 2 big scores in 2 weeks, 35 plus again, 37.7
yeah,
against Chris Olave, 11. So there you go. Well done to Woody. He's moving in the right direction. He's 2-0, so looking to go back to back. So well done to him. That's the week 2 wrap up. Now we'll move on to the ladder. We'll see how the ladder's shaping up. But first, we'll see who's risen and dropped the most ranking. So, Musty, I'll give you a question. Who do you think has moved up the most, the ladder? So this person's gone from 11th to 6th.
I'd say Mick G because of his high score.
Absolutely. Mick G is the highest mover, going from 11th to 6th. It's amazing what can happen with one win. And the person who's moved down the most rankings, so they've gone from 1st to 7th after one round. They had a big win in week 1. Who do you think it was, Musty?
Oh, Darren for sure
Absolutely.
with his two-headed monsters with
Yeah.
Henry and Allen scoring
PH,
13.
yeah, PHSAs at the end of 7th. But we'll go through the ladder. I'm thrilled to be joined by the person who's leading the ladder at the moment. Yourself. You are on top. You've scored the most points for the season so far. You're 2-0. Yeah. And then in second place, we've got Jack, the Chooker Leaders. He has had the least points scored against him, 171. So, and then in third place, we got Robbie, Steel Curtain, 2-0. And then we got Nags, Team Malawa in fourth. So the top 4, they're all undefeated. We'll see how many undefeated sides we have next week, which I reckon a few might lose, I reckon. See how they go. And then we got Blake in fifth. Then we got Mick, as we said, in sixth. Then we got PHSAs. We got Darren in seventh. Then we got myself. I've moved up 4 spots from last
There you
to
go.
8th. I'm off the bottom so far.
You'd be happy with that.
Yeah. I'm up to 8th. And also, I have the third worst points for. And I'm in
Oh
8th
wow.
spot. I got the third worst. Yeah. And then we got Sora's team in 9th. And we got Lucas in 10. We got Jamin in 11. And we got Max in 12. Yeah, Max has scored the least points in the league so far.
Wow, first, last this week.
Yeah.
So
But
interesting.
Sora, he's in 9th. He's 0-2, but he's got the 5th highest points for. He's sitting at 234, but he's got the most points against. You got to feel for him here.
That
286.
who was that? I think that was Max last season. He was like
Yeah.
third for that, and yeah, didn't have a good season.
Yeah. So there you go. And obviously, there's 4 sides who are undefeated, and there's 4 sides who are winless. But the winless sides are going to Sora, Lucas, Jamin, and Max. So let's see how many are undefeated and how many get their first win this week. Oh, yeah. And also, yeah, we're doing a bit of a tipping comp here. So we'll go through Jack's tips, how many he got right. It wasn't a good start for him. Was not a good start. He only tipped 2 out of 6. He only got Robbie and himself with the correct tips. So, yeah. So he's picked Max against me. Bad mistake there, Jack. He's picked Blake to beat Nags. He's got to go with his brother. Yeah. And he got Robbie to beat Jamin. Yep. Yeah. And he picked Lucas to beat you.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Let
Yeah.
him keep picking the and
And he picked Sora. He picked Sora to beat Mick. It's a bit unlucky there, and
he
Jack,
almost got that.
Yeah, and Jack tipped himself, of course. So two out of 6. Now it's time to move on to a fun little segment we call the categories. So I took some inspiration from, like I said last week, Bill Simmons. I watch a lot of his content, so I've named the categories after some people and some players. So we'll go through the first category here, Musty, and it's named after myself. The Miller Award for always seem to having the highest scoring bench. Do you want to have a guess to see who do you think scored the highest bench? Who had the highest bench?
Ooh.
It was a player who won, a team that won.
Okay.
Which is, you would think a losing side would have the highest bench, but team that won. Yeah.
Probably say, someone that Robbie has
No, it's a good
on
guess.
his bench. But I couldn't tell you who, to be honest.
High scoring bench was Nags. Combined, all of his players scored 86.5 points. He had 86 bench points. Yeah.
Oh, well.
He had Jay Dobbins from Denver, running back, scored 15. Juwan Jennings from San Francisco scored 19. Excuse me. Algier, running back from Atlanta, scoring 15. Obviously, Xavier Worthy scored 0 because he's out. But he had Drake May, quarterback for the New England Patriots, scoring 26.3. And then he had tight ends H.
Wow.
Fannin from Cleveland scoring 9. So 86 off the bench and still getting the win. So that's credit to his team. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very
he
impressive.
still beat Blake. Blake would be spewing over. No doubt
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, he's already on the trade talks as we can
Yeah.
see.
Now, yeah, this category was unnamed last week. It's high scoring bench player, but this person 2 weeks in a row has probably stuffed up at the quarterback position. So it's named after Max. It's the Fatties Award for the highest scoring bench player. He had Jared Goff on his bench. It was Justin Fields last week. He had Jared Goff this week, scored
No,
33.96. That's
that
2 weeks
is,
in a row he's had a higher scoring player. Yeah.
yeah, I've copped that rough before.
And both times being the quarterback. So maybe the podcast is in his head. So Jack and I spoke about this. So maybe it's,
Potentially.
yeah,
Hopefully it affects him this week as
I
well.
hope not, but it could be the case. We'll move on to probably a bit unfortunate award for you. It's the tour award. Always seems to get hurt. Always seems to not
Yep.
perform at his best. It's the lowest round score. So the lowest round score goes to PHSAs with 81.2. And he was the highest scoring team last week. So you can see how fantasy works. You can be a hero 1 week and then be bottom of the barrel the next week. So,
Yeah.
and also, quick mention to Lucas, he also scored in the 80s. He scored 86.9. So, and then the player from a team who scored the least points, that wasn't a defense. Unfortunately, I had this player, Mark Andrews, tight end, scored 1.4. So I've got some problems at the tight end position that I need to fix pretty quick. So
Yep. Just beat Cortland Sutton too.
yeah, yeah. Then we'll move on to the Christian McCaffrey Award, CMC Award for the highest team/individual score. Because through the years, he's always been a consistent performer, high scorer when he's not injured. Those earlier years at the Panthers, he was like, if you had him, you knew you were going to make the playoffs. Yeah. So the team with the highest score was Jack, the Chuckaleaders. He scored 148, 148.00. So flat 148. So well done to Jack. But then we'll go through each position to see who scored the most at each position. So quarterback was Lamar Jackson, 26 points. He had 4 touchdowns, 225 pass yards. So monumental game for him.
Oh, for sure.
Running back, fortunately, I had this player, which is nice. It was Jonathan Taylor. Scored 29 points. Looks in good form. He had 165 rush yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So things are looking up. Hopefully he can bring that form into week 3. And then the wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We spoke about him before. 39 points, almost cracking the 40 for wide receiver. So he had 115 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns.
Who knows what else?
And he was on Mick G's team, so he'd be pretty happy. Tight end, we spoke about this guy before. Tucker Kraft scoring 24 points, 124 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. So that's a pretty fair game from a tight end. And then we got the kicker. Then we got the kicker. Obviously, we spoke about him before as well. Excuse me. Brandon Aubrey scored 20 flat. His stats are scored 2 field goals from 50 plus, 2 field goals from 40 yards to 49 yards, and 4 PATs. So he's had a fair day in the field. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
That
That's a
was
good
Mick
game.
G again. So Mick G's had 2 out of the 5 top performing players. So well done to him. Now, here's where we like to have a bit of fun. So this is the Choker of the Round Award, and it's named after the Baltimore Ravens after their performance in week 1 against the Bills. I still don't know how they won that game. I spoke about this with Jack. It was
And they
unbelievable.
and they did that and they did that with us as well a couple of
Or
years
not one.
ago.
How they lost that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this person probably won't be happy that I've chosen them, but I have no
Oh
choice.
well, bad
It's
luck.
Blake, Route 88, Blake, choker of the round. He was beating Nags at the halfway mark of the Sunday games, and he got overrun by Team Malawa. But I reckon he was unsure whether to send the GG Nags in the group chat. That's what we usually do if we're pretty confident.
Yes,
But
it was
I wouldn't be
close.
surprised if he thought about sending it. Wouldn't be surprised if he had a thought about it. But he's looking to turn things around against Robbie in week 3. No doubt he won't want to lose to Robbie because pretty big rivalry there
Yeah,
too. So
interesting matchup.
yeah, so Blake, you get that award this week. So and then the Darren Woodsford Award because he's always in the playoffs, overachiever of the round. It's a bit of a bias here, but I've given it to myself. Everyone wrote me off.
Oh,
Jack didn't even tip me. Yeah, yeah. But all the managers doubted me, especially Jack last week against his brother. I hope I can keep the wins coming in the weeks to come. So just a little pat on the back to myself there.
well, that's it. Nah, good job there. Congrats on
Yes,
the win, and yeah,
thank you. Now that's our categories done. So moving on to the week 3 preview. So we're going to run through the games, and then I'm going to get your tips, Musty, on who do you think is going to win. So yeah. So the first game is my game, the Hammers Henchman against Darren PHSA. So me looking to go 2 on the trot, and Darren looking for a rebound win. Who's your tip, please?
I'd say you
Oh,
because I think now Josh Allen playing a Thursday night game, they're going to be a bit sore. The Bills and the Dolphins are a bit low scoring game potentially, but you never
yeah,
know. Derrick Henry might do his thing, but I don't.
yeah. Well, I appreciate your tip, mate, but I'm not confident. I'll give you that. Obviously, next game is yourself against Max. Obviously, you're going to tip yourself here. Just any words about
Yeah, for
Max,
sure.
just quickly?
First,
Yeah,
well, history shows, he's got a winning record against me, and I struggled to beat him. So hopefully, I change that. Uh,
yeah.
with the game this week, especially where we are on the ladder. But like you said before, anything can happen in fantasy, and you can be up here or you can be on the bottom of the barrel. But hopefully, I can stay consistent with my scoring and get the win.
We'll hear from Max a bit later. Well, not hear from him, but I will. I have some messages that I have to read out on behalf of some managers on how they've performed throughout the year. So we'll look forward to that. That's a kind of a tease for us. Next game, we got Lucas against James and Naj Mahal. Both have not have not had a win yet. So someone's looking for their first win.
I'm saying Lucas, with Jamin having Burrow out, that's going to be difficult. Lucas should bounce back after a win. A loss in week 1 and 2. So yeah, I'd say Lucas will bounce back
Yeah,
and get his.
you would think with the recent events that happened in the Naj Mahal team. So, and we'll hear from him a bit later. We will hear from him. He sent
Ooh,
in some audio, so he's a bit
hey,
flat, but that's all I'll say. He's a bit flat. So, next game, we got Mick G, no Jordan Love against the Chooka leaders, Jack. 1-1. Mick going against Jack 2-0. So, who's your tip?
well, both teams have shown that they can have high scoring games. But I'd say Jack
Yep,
should
Jack. Yep,
just go through with a win.
yep. Next game, we got Team Malawa. We got Nags against Sora's team. 2-0 Nags against Sora, 0-2. So can Sora upset Nags here and force his first loss? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Sor's actually going to get the win. His team showed they can, score high, and he's got the players to do so.
Yeah,
But so does Nags. So it can be anyone's game, but I'm going for an upset win here. So
yeah. And our last game of the round is Steel Curtain, Robbie, 2-0 against Blake, 1-1, Route 88. So who do you reckon is going to get the
game,
chocolates here, mate?
game of the week in my opinion. Very
Probably it.
interesting rival. And I'd say Robbie.
Yeah.
Blake's already doing the trades, and we all know what happened last year when he started the trades. He started downhill, so he wants to get it out the way and start his downhill descent in week 3. So
Yeah.
Robbie for me.
Now I'll just got a quick and we'll go through each manager's thoughts. We'll go Nags first. Nags' thoughts. I've got it here. He says he's absolutely rapt to get the win over Blake. He knows for certain he thought the game was going to be an easy dub for him. He moves on to 2-0 after his top 3 picks haven't played that well, so heaps of room for improvement. Excited about the trade that me and Max had just worked out. Hopefully BTJ can flip the switch and contribute. And he finishes off with Rome season, baby. So he's pretty happy with Rome's performance there. So thanks for Nags for sending that through. We're going to Lucas. Appreciate his message as well. He says he's very disappointed with his team's performance, especially from Cortland Sutton, which we spoke about before. From being projected to win to only scoring 86 is a hard pill to swallow. To make things even worse, I got absolutely cooked by the Cardinals D. Luckily, they have dropped down to 13 fantasy points. At one stage, they were on track to score 30, so it could have been a whole lot worse for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we got Max here, so bit of a reflection on our game. He says, not a good week for me. Had to make a trade so I don't keep starting QBs to score under 10 points. I feel a David versus Goliath moment is coming this week as I take down first on the ladder. He's coming for you. You've headed here first, mate.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. What happens. I hope I can fucking walk him like a dog this week and, show the rest of the league that, hey, I'm going to be consistent. So, Max, just be prepared for an ass whooping here.
So I didn't hear from Blake, Woody, Darren, Sora, or Mick G. Thought Mick G would be a weekly contributor to this segment. His video was gold.
Yeah. He had to this week. I was looking forward to it, but disappointing from him. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, Mick. Now time for the videos. So the first one would be Jamin.
Right, so here are my opinions on week 2. Week 2 ruined my day and potentially even my year. And it wasn't just because I lost. I sort of knew I was going to lose going into it. Robbie's got a good team, props to him. But it was the manner in which I lost. Every single player going under projection, particularly Drake London, who I spent a second-round pick on, doing absolutely nothing. Saquon Barkley not living up to standards. Everybody just performing poorly. And then Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, who I spent a 4th-round pick on, was going to be my QB. I had him last year, was going to run it back, just doing his toe, and is out for the remainder of the fantasy season. It is horrible. I hate it so much. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part was the hope. Both weeks, I've been projected to get 120, 125, which is good. I'll take that. That's the winning score these first couple of weeks. But both times, I have gone under by 30 points. It is actually ridiculous. If I'm going to be shit, just tell me I'm going to be shit from the start. Tell me I'm going to be ass. Don't give me the hope. It's the worst part. All in all, I hate this game.
There you go. Perfect. I hate this game. That's how fantasy works.
Yeah.
On that.
And being on the power rankings, it was number 1, I think, and how quickly that dropped for him. And out of all injuries for Burrow to get a turf toe, a broken toe,
hate to see it.
Yeah.
Now we got another video sent in by Robbie. So thanks to Robbie for sending this in.
Week 2 of the fantasy football season complete. Another statement victory by myself, winning by, I think, 30 or 40 in the end over JMO. Tough for him losing Burrow for the year, but it wouldn't have mattered too much this week. So moving to 2-0, very confident about my team this year. I think big chance of going far. Week 3, we got Blake. That's a massive game. Massive. The fantasy app projects a 136, 134 game. So expecting a shootout. It's going to be tough. but looking to move to 3-0, sending Blake to 1-2, and sending him to the trade machine where he's going to blow up his team like he does every other year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. He's already
Just a quick.
Starting his descent.
That's it. I just got a quick summation on that video. So he was confident early, Robbie. No doubt he backs himself like we all do, and he's called out Blake. That's big, calling out Blake, and you don't want to miss this game. So it's a must watch. And just quickly on
Yeah.
Jamin, the audio we heard before, he was real flat, as we heard. Unfortunate for Joe, but Burrow, you do have to feel for him a bit. But he's calling out his own players. Drake London, there's tension in the ranks. So he could capitulate or he could use it to his advantage and move up the ladder. So be interesting to see. Now we have a special little message from our commissioner just to give us a quick synopsis of the start of the year. It's in audio form, so I will hand it over to Commissioner McClarty and we'll hear what he has to say.
Good evening, gentlemen of the Burners League Fantasy Draft. It's good to be here. This is Commissioner McClarty, just providing a bit of a general update about the league as we pass the 2-week mark. I'm going to be touching on how the season has started overall, a couple of surprises and things that have stood out to me in terms of trades and waiver moves, how participants have been engaging with the league, and my tip on whether or not there is a clear front runner or if the competition is still wide open after 2 weeks of play. So how do I feel that the season has started overall? I think it's been really positive, and I feel like most of the group members would agree. The game's been played in really good spirits so far, and there's been minimal unrest amongst the group early. Everybody seems to have walked away from the draft that we held at our PHSA headquarters recently, feeling really good about themselves. But just like a good multi, that can come crashing down really, really quickly. Just regarding to how teams have started and if there's been any surprises, Chris, who popped very heavy criticism on the day of the draft, has actually started 2-0. So well done, Chris. That probably surprised me a little bit. And he's been sure to let his Instagram followers know about how he started. Chris, nobody on your Instagram gives a shit about how your fantasy side's going, mate. So scrap that when you can. What stood out to me in terms of trades, waiver moves, trades have been pretty quiet up to this point. Obviously, we are only in the second week. Only 2 GMs have actually made trades or initiated trades. So that's Robbie of the Steel Curtain and Blake of Route 88. So those two are the two that have made moves so far and made the deals. On the other hand, though, waivers have been really active. So just running the numbers here, Blake and Nags have made 7 waiver moves, which is significantly higher. Just adding to the waiver moves, we've also got Lucas and Max who have made 5. Robbie with 3, Jamin with 3, Tyler with 1. So he's obviously pretty happy with his team at the moment. Chris with 4 waiver moves, Miller with 2, Jack with 2, and Mick G with 2 as well. So that's the current update with waivers. Like I said, trades are pretty quiet, but there hasn't been any need for it recently, so it's still early. In terms of engagement and league engagement, it's been good to see early morning banter in the group chat. Really brilliant by the lads. Given the time difference in the States, I feel like the group chat gives a really positive start to 50% of the group members each day. To the other 50%, it really, turns to shit pretty quickly, like as soon as they open their eyes. I'll wrap it up now. Do I think, as the commissioner, that there's a clear front runner, or is it still wide open? At this time, my bet is on Jack to go back to back. He was very confident in his draft. He's made very minimal changes just yet. But as I've said, a couple of times in this little recording, it is early days. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I think Jack has that going for him. But ultimately, it's a very, very funny game, and we'll see who's standing at the end. That's an update from the commissioner. I look forward to seeing how the league unfolds.
Now, thank you to the commissioner for that. He's stateside, so he's going to be catching a lot of the action in the NFL, and I think he's going to a game or two. So good luck and have fun. But the hottest take out of that was Musty. He's called you out, mate. He says no one gives a shit about how your fantasy's going, so he's not happy with the way you're promoting your team on the Instagram. He says you just should be quiet. So, what's your view on that?
Oh, well, that's his own opinion, and yeah, I can do whatever I want, and there's potentially going to be a starting of an Instagram page for the Blue Ballers, and yeah, he he should be focusing on other shit. So yeah, but nah, I don't care. I don't care of his opinion, and that's it.
There you go. You heard it here first. Blue Ballers Instagram could be coming in 2025.
No
Straight off
one's
the
probably going
press.
to, but
There you go.
again, they may as well start it, and hopefully, if
Yeah.
we're going to become big, we all should do it. So,
But I'd reiterate a couple of points that the commissioner made. He says, we've had a positive start. There's been good chat in the group, especially from some, and some have been on the raw end of some, but it's all positive vibes here in BurnersLeague. That's what we're about. And he also sends a warning to us as the managers to not get complacent. He said it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's wise words from the commish.
interesting.
And he also picked Woody to win the championship. Now, is this a suck up to Woody or is this a genuine opinion? What do you reckon?
No, not really. He was last year's champion. He's starting 2-0. He's the second highest scorer in the league, and he just had a massive win with the high score in week 2. So, yeah, it probably is. He is probably ranked number 1 at the moment,
Yeah.
Woody, and he's probably the favourite.
I think it is genuine, but there are probably a few managers who are going to see this and say it's a suck up by the commissioner to the CEO of the league. But that's their opinion, and we're all entitled to our own opinions. So, and then just thanks again to the commissioner for that update. So now we'll move on to everyone's favorite segment. It's rapid fire questions. Now we also got a little bit of a special rapid fire as well. So stick around for that too. Moving on to rapid fire. Musty, you ready, mate?
Yep.
Oh, short, sharp answers. Here we go. Most likely to finish last this year.
Unfortunately, probably Jamin now losing Borough.
Yeah. Most likely to go downhill after a trade.
That's obvious. Blake.
Who was the worst drafter in your opinion?
History shows probably me.
What about
AJ,
last season? I'm so sorry,
Ooh,
the last draft we did. So this season,
probably Darren, in my opinion.
best drafter.
Um, Best drafter. History shows Jack with 2 championships.
One NFL player you would add to your AFL team, and what position?
Either Josh Allen or McCaffrey.
Where are they
But
playing
probably
in the Collingwood lineup, mate? You're a Pies man.
McCaffrey can probably put in the midfield. He's a jack of all trades, and Josh Allen just stick him forward.
Full forward, yeah. What's your favourite snack, mate? What do you like to eat?
Oreos with
Oreo.
milk.
Beautiful.
Yeah, can't go wrong
What
with
TV
that.
show you currently binging, mate? If any.
Tulsa King, actually, with Sylvester Stallone.
Tulsa King.
Good show.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I might start it. NFL player to keep an eye out this season. Keep an eye on this season.
Danny Dimes. Yeah, he's been terrific for the Colts, and he's off to a great start, and I think he can continue it, Daniel Jones.
Very good. NFL player who's overrated this season.
This season, Jamal Adams or Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's just overrated in general, in my opinion.
First coach to get fired.
Mike
And is it Mike McDaniel?
McDaniel. Yeah, we're trapped at the moment. They get me
Big game
started.
against the Bills Thursday. Well, Friday morning for us.
No,
Yeah.
not looking
Fill,
forward to it.
yeah. Fill in the blank. The Miami Dolphins will have a blank season.
Fucking shit.
There you go. You heard it here first. Favorite Taylor Swift song?
Shake It Off, actually.
Oh, very good. You have to choose one. Ryan Tannehill, Tua, Ryan Fitzpatrick, or Jay Cutler.
Oh, that's a tough one. All have good memories, watching him. But I'd have to go Tannehill, the OG. yeah, when I first started watching it, Tannehill was the QB for us, so Tannehill for me.
Thanks for answering those rapid fire questions. Now we got another rapid fire. You're a big wrestling fan, just like myself. I have a few WWE sort of style questions for you to answer.
Oh,
Are you ready to go?
yeah, let's go.
What would your finisher be?
RKO,
Classic.
simple one.
What would your wrestling name be?
Never thought about that, but probably just my full name.
There you
Just
go.
go the standard, bog standard.
Yep.
Full name or just Trav.
Heel or babyface? Which one would you want to be?
Heel.
Nice.
Definitely heel.
Who's your most underrated wrestler of all time?
Chris Jericho. He's my personal favorite. Very underrated.
That leads us into the next one. Favorite wrestler of all time?
Yeah, Chris Jericho.
Jericho. Yeah.
Well, Stone Cold. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the obvious for everyone, but Chris Jericho for me.
You have to choose one. CM Punk, John Cena, or Roman Reigns?
CM Punk. Easily. CM Punk.
CM Punk. Well, there you go. Just a little bit of a bonus rapid fire there. And I think we'll do one more when Lucas comes on because he's a big wrestling fan as well. So stay
It'll be
tuned
interesting to see his wrestling.
for the WWE Edition 2.0 when Lucas is a guest, which is not too long away. So, Musty, I just want to say a big thank you to you for giving me some of your time tonight. I think we've gone an hour, so appreciate all your insights and hot takes
All
that you've
good.
given. So hopefully to have you on again, and good luck in fantasy this week.
Thank you, too.
And that was the week 2 review. Hope you all enjoyed it. Just want to thank Musty again for donating some of his time to coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Let us know in the comments your favorite part of the program. Now, I've teased this the whole program. You've asked for it. Here it is. Here's the audio of Mick G's breakdown of his week 2 matchup against Sora, and also his preview of his week 3 matchup against Jack. Take it away, Mick.
Hey, so week 2, what a bounce back, man. I'm on St. Brown, went off. Sora talking the most shit after Kraft went off on a Friday. The early bird doesn't get the worm, you fucking idiot. And then we roll over. I've given up Jacobs, yes, I know, but I need depth. So we've gone and got Hall, we've got Chubb. We don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling positive, and we roll into Woody this week. He's got a couple questionable players coming in, so hopefully we get the fucking roll on that cunt, because he's the fucking biggest ego cunt that thinks he runs the league because he fucking started it. No one gives a fuck if he started the league, bro. Back it up. Fucking do something. What? 2 chips? When there's 4 teams? You sound like fucking Collingwood counting their premierships in fucking 1700, you fucking idiot.
Well, there you go. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Mick G himself. Pretty polarizing figure. He's pretty confident in his team this week. A few strong words said about Jack. So it'd be interesting to hear Jack's reaction to that. Hopefully we have that for you next week. Good luck to both managers in their matchup this week. It'll no doubt be must-watch programming next week to see how that matchup goes. On next week's show, we will be joined by Steel Curtain manager Robbie. Really looking forward to having him on the show to break down all things week 3. And that brings a close to our program. Just want to wish everyone good luck in fantasy this week. And always remember, there's always a Miller's moment out there somewhere.